Hi everybody, it's John back here with another model final reveal. Tonight it's the turn of the Willy's Jeep anti-tank gun and trailer set comparison build between the old tool Hasegawa Mini Box number 1, 1/72nd scale Willy's Jeep trailer and 37mm anti-tank gun, and the Heller base model of the new Hornby release Airfix Willy's Jeep trailer and the 75mm howitzer set. The Jeep and trailer are actually the original Heller release from the 90s, and the gun is a new tool howitzer, and it's a 75mm gun. Now, the thing that I wanted to just show you, I didn't want to go straight into an image of this kit, because what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you these two models completely individually so you can see the difference, and there is a marked difference, especially in the Jeep. But what I wanted to say is that the Hasegawa Jeep, even though it was much older in design and techniques to produce the model's parts and the engineering of the kit, it's still a nice model, and the only real fault I had with it is that it just seems to be slightly too narrow, and the windscreen is a little bit too narrow and high. But the rest of the kit, apart from the steering wheel, is really nice. The Jeep is relatively good. The chassis details underside and everything, which I'll show you in a minute, they actually came out quite nicely, and the Jeep's trailer is really nice. And the 37mm anti-tank gun is really faithfully reproduced from the original outline. It really does. The original 37mm anti-tank gun really does look just like the kit. And it's the same with the other kits. So, like, for accuracy issues, I could only really fault the original Hasegawa Jeep on the fact that it just looks a little bit too narrow, and it stands a little bit high. I don't think it's high on its wheels. I just think the windshield just makes the kit looks a little bit too high and narrow. And it's definitely corrected on the Heller kit, which is now the new Airfix Airborne Willy's Jeep set. So what I'll do first of all is I'll just zoom out so you can see this particular set, because this particular set is actually quite nice. This is the Hasegawa Mini Box series, and this is, I'll just pull that in a little bit. This is what you get. You get 8 figures. You get the 37mm anti-tank gun and the Jeep and trailer. And the Jeep, the trailer itself, it has quite a lot of different aspects that you can put into the trailer, or you can just leave it empty, it's fine. But I decided to put 3 jerry cans in the back there and some ammunition for the 37mm anti-tank gun, which was quite nice. But I do want to point out that the figures you get, there are 8 figures in all. 2 of them are holding binoculars, 2 of them seem to be waving, almost doing impressions of a teapot, and the other 4 are seated figures. Now, there is no way any of those seated figures would have got in underneath the steering wheel of that Willy's Jeep, even though the kit tells you to put 2 of them in the seats. There's no way they'd have gone in. And also, they've been painted as British Army gun crew, because I use these on the D-Day diorama build that I did. I've done a video for this, and it's on the channel separate. But obviously these figures should be painted green as US Army, or maybe even Airborne, 82nd or 101st Airborne, or maybe they're just attached to the US Army on the landings. But they're not brilliant figures in terms of outline, but they're suitable, they're satisfactory for dioramas, and they're not badly detailed, but they're not fantastic representations of human beings, which is a bit of a shame, but they're okay. So anyway, that's the Hasegawa kit. This is the Mini Box number 1, Hasegawa Mini Box series. And yeah, I was really quite impressed with this, even though the kit was quite old. I just want to show you, just bring to your attention the trailer. The trailer itself, underside, it's quite plain, really. You can see it's quite plain, but inside, the decals on this kit were quite nice as well. The actual trailer, the parts that go inside, they're quite nice as well. So the actual kit, and you know, I'm really impressed with the way this kit came out. The actual anti-tank gun is a really good representation of the anti-tank gun, and I wanted to show you what this gun looked like from various different angles, because it is pretty good representation of the original gun. I'll just hold on to that there so you can see the gun itself. There you go. It's a nice little kit. Nice little kit indeed. The mini box kit is really actually quite nice, and if you're after an American version of this gun set, it's not a bad rendition. You're supposed to have a piece of plain plastic card in there, but yeah, I wasn't too worried about that. The windshield actually lowers, not fantastically, but it does lower. That's about, it should lie flat really. On the real Jeep it would have lied flat, but it didn't on the model. And the underside of the Jeep is actually quite detailed as well. As you can see, there's an engine there in the front, and all the leaf springs are all in place. They're all separate parts incidentally, and the grille is actually quite nice. It's quite old. It's an old fit, and yeah, it's quite a nice kit. But now what I want to do is I want to just take these out of shot and replace them with, let's just zoom back in and replace them with the Airfix set. And this set is really nice. I'll just put the Jeep into place. With a bit of luck, we should be able to zoom out. You should get a good view of the Airfix set. There we go. There's the Airfix set. Now then, I don't know what they've done with the Hella Jeep set, but they've done something to the tooling, because although the parts seem similar, I had built the Airfix, which was the Hella moulding of the Jeep and trailer set prior to this, in a separate kit, and I think I've shown you on one of my slideshows that the kit's roof didn't go together. You do get the roof with the model, but I chose not to use it because I wanted it like this and this guy's. But this kit actually went together an awful lot easier, and it fitted together an awful lot better than the original kit that I built. And even though the moulds and the parts are all exactly the same, I don't know, maybe they've done something with the engineering of the tooling of the kit, I don't know. But it just went together better, and the finished product that I got with this particular Jeep was stunning. I'll just take the trailer off and show you the trailer. The trailer itself underneath, it's a little bit more detailed than the Hasegawa one. The tyres are better. The actual wheel hubs seem to be better, and the decals obviously are superb on it. Really, really good. And that top hub, that is really what they look like on the trailer. They really did come down tight like that. And you've also got a wheel which holds the trailer up, which you didn't get with the Hasegawa kit. You didn't get that at all. The 75mm howitzer. Now I've had a look at pictures of this gun, and this model is actually really true to the representation of the original howitzer. It really did look like this. But this kit's parts, I think there were only about 10 parts in all to build this gun, and it was really easy. And the plans tell you how to put the gun together. Really, really easy build, and that came out quite nice as well. I was quite impressed with that. But this Willy's Jeep is superb. It's absolutely fantastic. I'll let a side view of it first so you can see what I mean. There's a side view. Really, it just looks a lot better than the Hasegawa kit. The outline is better, the finish is better, it just looks better. I don't know why it is, but it just looks better. The back, you got the back there, there's the wheel and the jerry can on the back panel. That side view, the seats, they painted up really nice, and as you can see, the windshield itself lies an awful lot more flatter than the Hasegawa kit, and that pops back into place. You've also got a windshield inside the windshield. There's glass panels in there, and also the headlamps. The headlamps are actually transparent parts as well. I don't know if you can just see that. One of them is covered over by yellow transfer, obviously, but the one on the right hand side, as you can see on the video there, it's quite nice, isn't it? And I just like the way this kit went together. It went together really, really easily. It painted up a treat. It in my opinion, it's a better looking kit than the Hasegawa kit. I'll put the two Jeeps together so you can see what I mean when I tell you that one Jeep just looks a little bit narrower and a little bit higher than the other. And the Hasegawa one, I mean, it's not bad, don't get me wrong, the Hasegawa Jeep isn't bad. Let's see if I can pull this camera down a little bit so you can see exactly what I mean by the height of the two Jeeps. Probably can there actually, let's just zoom in a little bit so you can see what I mean. But there you go, you can see that one is definitely a little bit higher, and the windshield on the Airfix kit seems to be at a better angle. It just looks better. The kit just looks a lot better, and I think it's because it's slightly better engineered and it does fit together a lot easier. But the two models are actually quite good. I quite enjoyed building these. That's the trailer that goes on that Jeep, and that's the gun that goes on that Jeep, and that's the gun for that Jeep, and the trailer for that one. There you go, easy peasy. And that's it. So that's the comparison build. I just wanted to see how the two kits differed, and you have to remember that the Hasegawa kit was actually a really good option for its day, but the new Airfix Airborne Willys Jeep set, which also comes with parts and decals for an American Jeep, a headquarters based American Jeep in the European campaign, I just think this kit is a bit more comprehensive. It even comes with airborne packaging for the Jeep to be carried inside transport aircraft for the landings as part of the British airborne effort for D-Day. And I just find this kit just slightly better than the Hasegawa kit, but the Hasegawa kit's still got quite a bit going for it. So don't knock it if you've got one in your stash. Build it. It's a nice kit. So anyway, that's the comparison build, final reveal. I hope this video has been of some use, and may your modelling be successful and smooth, and I hope you enjoy everything you do. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you for the next one. Bye bye for now.